Hello everybody and welcome back. So today I'm filming my July and August roundup. I decided to combine the two just because in July with my content calendar I wasn't able to really retry the products as much as I would like. I needed more time with the products, but now I feel ready to give you my rounded up feelings. And if you aren't familiar with my roundup videos, I bring in all of my products that I tried out over the month, in this case 2 months, and I separate them into 3 categories. The first one being my favorites, the products that performed the best, the ones that I see myself rotating through, and also these are the products I see a majority of people really getting along with. And then we'll move on to my liked category, which these contain the products I enjoyed, but I do have a couple hesitations on them. I might have a few concerns about them that I need you guys to be wary of, but overall they performed really well and I would recommend them at the end of the day if you can get along with their quirks, I guess. And then lastly, we'll move on to the last section, which are the products I was disappointed by, or the ones I just found unremarkable, and I wouldn't recommend these products in that section. So now that you know what today's video is about, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So starting off with the product I was most impressed by, this one right here, this mascara from Makeup Forever. This is the Professionall mascara. It's a dual-ended mascara. Okay, I need to chill on the word mascara. So it's fun because you get 2 wands in one thing, and I actually use both sides so much. So this is what it looks like. It looks like a little Star Wars thing. I don't know. So this side is awesome to get volume, and this one is awesome to define your lashes. So what I've been doing, I've been using this on my top lashes and this side on my lower lashes, and this formula does not smudge, flake, or do any of those annoying things. And it reminds me so much of the Marc Jacobs At Lashed mascara, and I had such a void in my collection since that one's been discontinued. This one is just fantastic. It really gives my lashes that fluttery, beautiful, volumized but lengthened look. It holds the curl of my lashes really well, and it's so fun to play around with and customize your own lash look. I think the brand recommends you using the tiny wand first, then going in with some more volume, but I don't know, I like to switch it up on the daily, and if I add too much of the volumized side, I like to use the other side to kind of comb out the clumps. It's really awesome. You can't go wrong with this mascara. It's been such a treat. I've loved it dearly. Moving on to another product that really impressed me. These are the $19.99 Precision Color Pencils. They have a variety of shades. I so far only have 4. The only one I didn't use is this blue shade, but these are awesome. So they're not just eyeliners. You can use them on your lips or your cheeks. Whatever you want to do with them, it's fine. I love multi-use pencils like that. It's so nice to be able to get like a monochromatic look. One that I've loved is the shade Nutra. I did a fun TikTok and Reels using it, and I paired it with the Tower 28 Sesame Gloss and the Office Hours Blush, and it was such a beautiful monochromatic look. And these pencils are so creamy, but they are very long wearing as well. They set after a while. This is the shade Nutra. It's like a really pretty kind of soft dusty rose plumish shade and these blend incredibly well. I used this shade in a video this month in my trying new products video, this vibrant peach. It was incredible. These are so nice. I can't tell you how excited I am to have found these. This is that blue shade. So basically I will be ordering all the other shades available, and they did give me a little discount code, which is cute, after I reviewed them. It's Julia15 for 15% off. So I'll have that down in the description too if you're interested. And they also have some shimmery shades. This is the shade Lustro, and it's really nice to throw in the inner corner or wherever you want to highlight, and they stay creamy for quite a while, so you have a ton of blending time. You can just work at them, and they're super long wearing. I am so happy to have these in my collection. Just because I mentioned them, I'm going to quickly touch on them. These are both previously loved formulas. These are just new shades. So this is the Tower 28 New Gloss in the shade Sesame. It's the lip jelly, pardon me. But this is such a gorgeous shade. It's, again, kind of like that dusty rose shade, and I feel like this is going to be one of my favorites to reach for in the fall. Look how stunning that color is, and same goes for the blush, and this is fun because you can use them on your lips as well. I just posted a video using these in my newest 10 to 15 minute makeup. Look at that. So gorgeous. I think this is my new favorite shade from the Tower 28s. I've been thinking about this blush on the daily whenever I'm making up my face. Lovely. Just a little quick update. So next up, these are incredible eyeshadows, and I had to mention them. These are the Kaleidos palettes. I have a few here. These are my favorites though. I think these are so well created. The color stories are beautiful, but what's even more beautiful is the formula. And with eyeshadow palettes, I always say I would recommend them if you're really drawn to the color story. I'll show you my couple favorites. This one is Sesame City. Cutest name ever, but I love how it's a funner twist on a neutral palette. These shimmers are so nice. They have such an incredible quality. They're very impactful and they adhere to your lid so well for being a little bit more glimmery, and the mattes are incredible as well. This formula is outstanding, I have to say, and the color stories are what really got me at first. This one is so cute. I haven't had the chance to use this one. I've only used Sesame City, this one, which is I think my favorite out of the few I have, this lilac one, Lunar Lavender. It's so beautiful, and I'm not really a purple lover, but when I look at this, I feel like I am. Again, a little moment for the shimmers. I'll do a little show and tell. This is Astro Pink. I haven't used this one either, but it looks like a fun one for the fall. And then the last one I have used quite a bit, which is just a simple neutral palette, is this one in the lace packaging. It doesn't have any writing on it, but it looks like this. They're perfect neutrals and they're just so easy to just throw on whenever you don't know what you're doing. The formula of the mattes is amazing. Like I just said, they just blend so easily. You can just do a couple swipes and they'll be perfectly diffused. I have been extremely impressed in their quality and color stories. Recommend them full-heartedly. If you're very drawn to one of their color stories, you will not be disappointed, I guarantee that. I found a lot of fun indie products here. This is another one from Glisten. I invested in this palette here. These are all water activated liners, and I'm so happy I did because this is such a fun thing to play around with. I feel like this will definitely depend on your preference and what your makeup style is. But these are so fun to create little fun details on your eyes or fun eyeliner looks. I don't know, I get really creative whenever I whip this thing out, and the quality is awesome. Water activated liners are so underrated in my opinion because you can create your own consistency. You can either make it like a watercolor effect or you can go full on neon. It's almost like painting your face for real. Really awesome, great quality, amazing color selection, great brand all around. So happy I have this. I wanted to pop in here because they also come in these little pots, which is so fun if you don't want to get a palette and you just want one color, or you can get the split liners. So technically you get 3 colors in one. You can use either side or you can mix them together to get an ombre effect. They just have all of the options, which I love. Genius. If you know of any other fun indie brands that I should check out, comment them down below. I feel like I'm just not aware of them. I'm definitely stuck in the higher end brands or the brands that are a bit bigger and spoken a lot about online. But let me know if I'm missing out on anything. We need a moment for these. I never thought I was going to be a matchsticks person, but I am. I haven't been able to put down the shade Amber Suede. It's like I open my bronzer drawer with one hand, trying to use something else, but then my other hand grabs this. This is what I've been wearing on my face for like 2 weeks straight. Ever since I tried this, I haven't used my other bronzers. It's just such a great formula. It's so long wearing, and I swear they changed the formula. I heard someone, I think it was Danielle Markin on TikTok, she's mentioned that they switched the formula. I don't think I was aware of that. I didn't see that in the PR form or anything. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it's true because this feels a lot creamier, but it still has that kind of powdery grip where it lasts like a powder but blends like a cream, and it just looks so natural on your skin. So I've been loving Amber Suede. I'm wearing all 3 on my cheeks today, and I like to add a bit more definition with Amber. This has been a classic for many years. I just haven't hopped on it. I've been infatuated by the Amber cream bronzer in the compact. I love that one as well, but this is just a different effect. It's more matte, whereas the compact one adds a glow, which works really well with dewier makeups, or if you want to go for a more natural effect. This has a bit more coverage in comparison, and I have been loving Ice Cream. It's the highlighting shade. I've tried many of the highlighting ones in the matchsticks, and I never got along with them because I found them to be extra dry, and you could almost feel the pearl in them. They were just a little bit grainy. but this one is super smooth. It's a little bit more draggy, I guess. It's a bit thicker, but once you just leave it on your skin for a couple seconds, it blends out like a normal cream would. It just has to warm up to your skin, and then it becomes so beautiful. There's not a visible pearl, there's no glitter, which I love, which I find a lot of Fenty Beauty's highlighters to be. This one is not. This is my ideal highlighting shade. So very exciting additions to my collection. I have not been able to stop. I feel like I'm going to eventually have to hide them from me. They're good. I have a few other Fenty favorites. So I feel like we know my thoughts and feels on the Fenty Beauty Poutsicle lip stains. They're so good. These went pretty viral online, but these stand up to the hype. I can confirm. My favorite shades have been Zesty Bestie and My Type. I can't wait to use the plum one in the fall. I'm going to swatch them for you guys, but these are incredible. I have never come across a lip stain that stains so fast. They're intense. I really hope they extend the shade range. Every time I talk about these on my channel, I mention that because just in case if someone working at Fenty sees this, please. I think everyone can agree that we want more shades. But the colors are so fun. They're very vibrant and they have a very long-lasting stain. And I'm excited to use this red one as well. I just haven't been in a red lip mood. So we have the purple one, which is the shade Berry Banger. Then we have Zesty Bestie, My Type, and Strawberry Sangria. Lovely, lovely. I love the lacquered look when they're first applied. They have such a glossy sheen, but they wear off so beautifully. They don't stain your lips inconsistently. Well, actually, it will if you have been biting your lips. Just be wary of that. But if your lips are in good condition and they're not cracked or anything, they'll stain them perfectly. But that goes for every lip stain ever. So this has been on for a little minute. And look how intensely staining they are. Really awesome. Another Fenty favorite is the Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Conditioning Lip Oil. This is an amazing lip oil. This has been living in my purse. I feel like I'm going to add a little bit more right now. I'm not wearing it currently, but I see the glossiness of my lips fading away. It smells like the blue Scooby snacks. I would save those little blue Scooby snacks and indulge in them. It's also truly conditioning. It's very hydrating. Overall, amazing. Like, I get really excited about this thing, and I've closed it so tight one time. I didn't want to waste any of it, and I cracked the lid. It just went Hulk mode on this thing, poor thing. Just a couple of favorites left. These are the Rare Beauty lip liners. I have completely fallen in love with this formula. It's a bit on the matter side, and it also blurs the outlines of your lip pretty well, but it also defines them at the same time. They're really nice. They also stop any bleeding from happening, and they're super long wearing. It's like they grip down to your lips after they dry. The pencils are super creamy. They don't tug at your lips. They have a gorgeous finish. A few of the shades that I've been gravitating towards are Humble, Lively, and Fun. Those are the ones I've been reaching for the most, but there's some darker shades as well that I feel like I'm going to use a lot of in the fall. I'm so excited to create a look with the really dark brown called Strong. I did do a swatch reels of all of these shades, including the lipsticks. It's on my TikTok and reels if you want to see them all against my complexion, but this lip liner formula, stunning. And I love how it's a retractable lip liner component, and there's also a little sharpener at the end if you want to get a more precise application, but I just like retractable ones better. I don't have to carry a sharpener. It's just more convenient. And the last favorite I have in this section are the Rose Ink lipsticks. I feel like I was really late on trying these, which I regret. I initially thought I wasn't going to like them as much as I do. I don't know why. I feel like I've been moving away from classic bullet lipsticks and moving into more lip oils and glosses and other types of things, but I have really love this formula. I love that it's refillable. My favorite shade is actually the one I used in my full face of Rose Ink, which is Persuasive. It's not a shade I ever gravitated towards in the past, but it's so pretty. I've been using it so much. Now that I'm thinking of it, I feel like it would be a really good pairing with the Tower 28 blush. Yeah, that's like a perfect color. I've been really gravitating towards these kind of deeper dusty roses. Stunning formula. As you can see, it has kind of a nice healthy sheen to it, but it's super long wearing, and I love the shape of the actual lipstick. I feel like it's very intuitive, and if you forget your lip liner or you don't want to use lip liner, it's really easy to get a precise edge. It has amazing coverage, no streakiness. It has a really comfortable feeling on your lips, and of course the packaging is so cute. I'm in love with arches, so I love these. So that's it for my favorites, the products I would recommend the most. So now let's move into my likes. So you probably are wondering why or where the Rare Beauty lipsticks are. They're in my liked category. There's just a few things I need to make you guys aware of. So how this component works is that you push the bottom and then the lipstick shoots out like this, which is such a fun thing, but I feel like it's not strong enough. So a good tap kind of makes it shoot out. So this would not be very safe in like a purse or a makeup bag. I have carried a couple of them in my purse and they have come undone quite a few times. Thankfully, it hasn't come completely undone. It just stays kind of popped out, which I don't like because I fear it's going to dry out the actual lipstick and I don't want it to become a huge mess. So that's the only reason why they're in my liked category. Otherwise, they would have been in my favorites, no problem. The formula is stunning. It, of course, fits the lip liner formula perfectly. It has a very luscious feeling to your lips. It just wraps your lips in amazing pigment. It's a very comfortable formula, but it almost grips onto your lips like a liquid lipstick would. It doesn't settle into your fine lines of your lips. It's a really beautiful, stunning, creamy formula. The colors are gorgeous as well, and I love how the lip liners perfectly match the corresponding lipsticks. That's the only thing. This is just too easy for it to shoot out. I have some more lip products here. These are the Cosmetics Everglass Lip Dews. Now these would have been favorites as well, but they fade so quickly. This is what I was wearing at the beginning of this video. The colors are just okay for me as well. I haven't found like my perfect color that I've been wanting to reach for. I just have kind of forgot about them. But the formula itself is gorgeous. It does have that luxurious kind of glossy look. Like it's very lustrous. Like look at that. The finish is just so beautiful. It's like a lip oil, but it's more cushiony. If you're familiar with the Merit lip oils, it's very similar, but just a little bit thicker in effect. Fills in your lip lines a touch more. I just wish that they lasted longer. And these are on the pricey side, so you would be running through these quite quickly, I believe. Next up, I have an AF94 product. I don't have all of them in this video just because I was only able to use most of them once, but this is the lip gloss, and this is such a stunning one. I would say this is a very similar formula to the Glossier lip gloss without the stickiness. There's no stickiness. It's very smooth. It's almost smooth as a lip oil, but as glossy as the Glossier gloss, so it's going to give you that mirrored finish like nothing else. And the reason why it's in my likes and not my favorites is because I don't feel like I've had enough time for it to become a favorite yet. I don't know if it's going to kick out my Kosas Jellyfish lip gloss or the Tower 28 lip jelly. We'll see. I feel like I need to have a little bit more time, but I have been reaching for this clear gloss quite a bit. It's so versatile to have a nice clear gloss, and I like how it's at an affordable price point. Now let's talk about this Laura Mercier highlighting powder. This is the shade Rose Glow, and I think this one is just not for me and my preferences. I'm not a huge fan of this type of color, but the formula is quite nice. You have to use this very sparingly because if you add too much, it will look like a thicker eyeshadow on your skin. But if you just dip in slightly and really polish it into your skin, it looks beautiful. It's just the shade for me. So you can see here, it's a little bit more on the icy side. So that's my only gripe with it. It's just not my preferred tone, but the formula is pretty good. Now let's talk about the Ilia multi-stick face palette. Now I was so excited about this in my full face of Ilia. I wanted to adore this because how handy is it to have a palette with all these blush shades and highlighters. It's so fun to mix. So my few notes about this is I don't like how small the little squares are. I'm sure they were like, people are going to most likely use their fingers to apply this, but I'm a brush person, so it's kind of difficult to dip in there, but that's easily resolved. I can just take my finger, tap it, and then blend it out with a brush, no problem. But I have found that these ones fade so much more than the actual multi-stick singles. These just disappear. I tested it out. I used this one from the palette on this side and the multi-stick version on the other, and this side lasted way longer. It felt like it almost was infused with powder, whereas this one is just dew. So I don't know what's going on. These just go away. Then the blushes, same thing. Even in that video, I was like, hey, where's my blush going? It leaves. Another Ilia product, which I was so excited by. I think these colors are so fun and kind of unexpected to see from Ilia. I'm sorry. My cat is sitting right here, so I just bonked him. I am so sorry. You look so insulted. So a few of them work really well, and I feel like those are the neutral shades. The shades I had success with are Cork and Adobe. They're just kind of lighter browns, nothing very exciting or special. I will say I haven't had the chance to use all of them on my eyes, but I've used most of them. I used most of them, okay. I've used all of these shades, just not Ochre and Baroque. I would say that these kind of differentiate from one another. They all blend out slightly different. The two that I really would stay away from, which is sad, are some of the funner shades in the line, are Dove and Aster, the ones I actually used in my full face of Ilia. They're very dry and hard to work with, and you can't build them up very well. So you kind of get like a weird, inconsistent wash of color on your eyes, and it looks kind of odd. It's not flattering with this type of color. With a warm color, I feel like you get away with it, but these, it just looks like you rubbed rocks on your eyes and it left like that mineral dust on your eyes. It's not a good look. That's a really random comparison, but that's what came to mind. I feel like these are going to potentially get forgotten in my collection. They're just fine. They're not the worst. They're workable, but they're just not my favorite, and that's okay. And the last product in my liked section are the Dear Dahlia Skin Paradise Sheer Silk Foundation. So you can kind of hear by the name. This is very similar to the Armani Luminous Silk. It is quite comparable to all of those blurring foundations. It's really, really pretty. I have a very perfect shade match. The one thing I have noticed though, it will look amazing in person, but when I film a video or if I look at myself in my phone, it almost looks like it's flashing back without having the flash on it. It just looks like a little bit mask-like, even if I wear like a very small amount of it. It just looks obvious once I'm on film or camera, so I can't really get away with that. I haven't been reaching for it for that reason. In person, it's the perfect shade match for me. And it's a gorgeous formula as well. It's very blurring, it is easy to wear, it's very lightweight. It just does that weird thing on cameras and I can't have that with my job. So I don't see it replacing my Armani Luminous Silk, which is the one I'm actually wearing today, which is a coincidence. Oh, I prefer the Armani over that one for sure. But that's it for my liked category. Now let's move on to my disappointments, or the products I just did not get along with. So I have one written down on a sticky note. I think I threw it out in a spit of rage. I don't know. But I have the Fenty Wood Pencils on this little sticky note. I was so disappointed by them because I was so excited to have those colors. I only used them once in my full face of Fenty, but that was enough. They're super crumbly, they're very tuggy, and they removed themselves when I would add more. It was just so insulting. So in a spit of rage, I threw them out. I don't do that. I don't do that ever, but I was like, you need to be punished. Straight to hell. Do not recommend those. They were actually the worst eyeliner pencils I have ever used. Following up with that, it's not as aggressive, but this is the Sigma setting powder. This is the Soft Focus setting powder in the shade Vanilla Bean. It was just unremarkable. It was okay. Just like a classic setting powder, no bells or whistles, a little bit heavier than others that I like. I'm not gonna use it. That's all I have to say. I'm trying to think of something else, but it was just... And then lastly, I have the AF94 mascaras. There are such incredible mascaras from the drugstore. This one was just unremarkable to me. It didn't do much. I really had to build it up to get it to look nice. Although they have some really fun shades, I would recommend those if you want to do some fun looks. I think they're fine for that. But for the black one, if you're looking for a good everyday mascara, I wouldn't recommend it. It's really hard to get a nice look with it, and I have found that it's smudged and flaked. I wore that look all day because I felt like Shigo, and it just didn't go well. And there is my July and August roundup for you guys. I've said this a few times this year, but I feel like brands are stepping up their game. Makeup releases have been so much better than they have been in the last couple years. I feel like everything has so much thought put into it. Let me know if you feel the same. But now that I'm looking at everything on my desk, I had a huge favorite section. Let me know if you fell in love with any products in the last 2 months. I would love to hear that. But that's going to be it from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's roundup. If you did, please give this video a like. And I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.